Welcome back, everyone. We're diving deep into Romania today.
Awesome.
I know what you're thinking. Dracula. Right?
Yeah, can't escape those castles and legends.
Exactly. And we will get to those, but there's so much more to Romania than just vampires. Our research uncovered some incredible things, especially when it comes to technology and their economy.
Oh, for sure.
You ready for this? Romania actually boasts some of the fastest internet speeds in all of Europe.
It's true. They've got a serious digital infrastructure going on over there.
So it's no wonder they're seeing such a boom in e-commerce, online education, even telemedicine.
It's remarkable how they transition from their, communist past to this thriving digital present, a real case study in development and adaptation.
And speaking of thriving, their video game industry blew me away.
Yeah.
Seriously, companies like Bitdefender, the cybersecurity giant,
Uh-huh.
and UiPath, they're doing amazing things with robotic process automation. These aren't just local successes either. They're competing on a global scale.
Absolutely. Romania's been really strategic about fostering this growth. They've invested in tech parks, research centers. They even have this nickname for their tech scene, Silicon Valley Romano.
Silicon Valley Romano, I love that. Talk about ambition. And it seems to be paying off.
Definitely.
Our sources cite over 18,000 companies in the software and ICT sector alone. That's employing over 135,000 professionals. And their software exports, they've skyrocketed from 1.2 billion to, wait for it, 5.5 billion.
Yeah, it's clear they're leveraging their tech sector to fuel economic growth. They're really finding their place in the global economy, which is exciting to see.
It is, but let's be real. No country's journey is without its bumps in the road. Our research did highlight some challenges they face, like the digital divide between urban and rural areas, for example.
Right, and there's the issue of a growing shortage of skilled tech talent.
So potential hurdles for sure.
True, but I also see these as opportunities for future growth. Well, think about it. If they can bridge that digital divide, invest in education and training programs, the potential for their tech sector, for their whole economy even, is enormous.
It's definitely a dynamic situation to keep our eye on. Now, I know we can't talk about Romania without mentioning those, iconic Transylvanian castles
Oh, absolutely not.
and the whole Dracula legend. I have to admit, I'm really curious about the history behind that myth.
Well, it's a fascinating blend of history and folklore. And what's really interesting is that the Romanian vampire, the Strigoi, is quite different from the Western image we usually see.
Different how?
Like, it's not all fangs and capes, The
Yeah.
Strigoi is more of a restless spirit, deeply rooted in Romanian folklore. They're often associated with bad luck and omens, a much more nuanced figure, I'd say.
I see. So it's really about how different cultures interpret those, like universal monster figures,
Exactly.
So how does Vlad the Impaler, the historical figure, fit into all of this? He's like the inspiration for Dracula, right?
Well, yeah, he definitely contributed to the whole dark mystique surrounding Transylvania. Vlad the Impaler, a 15th century prince known for his, shall we say, brutal tactics, he definitely left a mark on the region's image. But you have to remember, Bram Stoker's Dracula is a fictional character.
Right. But he drew inspiration from that existing history and those fears.
Absolutely. And that's had a lasting cultural impact. Look at Bran Castle, for example.
Oh, yeah, Dracula's castle. It's a huge tourist attraction.
Exactly. It's this blend of history and legend that people find so captivating. But there's an irony to it, wouldn't you say?
How so?
Well, Dracula is both a source of national pride for Romania and a stereotype they'd like to move beyond.
I get it. It's like they want to be known for more than just vampires.
Precisely. It really shows the power of storytelling, though, and our fascination with the unknown. But speaking of stories, have you heard about Romanian cinema?
Oh, yeah, they've got some incredible filmmakers.
Seriously talented. And there's this movement called the Romanian New Wave that's gaining international acclaim.
Romanian New Wave. Tell me more about that.
Well, it's known for its raw honesty, its unflinching portrayal of everyday life. These filmmakers, they're masters at capturing those complexities of human experience, often set against, larger societal shifts.
So it's not just entertainment, it's social commentary, too.
You got it. They tackle tough social issues, explore moral ambiguities, delve into the human psyche with a rawness that really resonates.
Powerful stuff. And I've also heard that Romanian films have this distinct visual style, something that sets them apart.
Oh, yeah, they often use long takes, minimalist dialogue, and this really evocative imagery to create a sense of realism.
So you really feel like you're right there in the story.
Exactly. It's all about immersing the viewer. And this visual style, it works perfectly with their focus on personal narratives. The characters and their experiences really take center stage.
I can see why it's getting so much attention. It's like this perfect blend of storytelling and artistic vision. And it's fascinating to think about how Romania's history and social context influence their filmmaking.
Oh, absolutely. The legacy of their communist past, the transition to democracy, the challenges of a rapidly changing society, it all finds expression in their cinema.
So for our listeners who are ready to dive into Romanian cinema, any recommendations? Where should they start?
Ooh, so many great choices. But if I had to pick a few, 4 months, 3 weeks, and 2 days by Christian Mungiu. It's a gripping drama set during communist Romania, won the Palme d'Or at Cannes in 2007, really put Romanian cinema on the map.
I've heard of that one, yeah.
Then there's The Death of Mr. Lazarescu by Cristi Puiu. It's darkly comedic but deeply moving, a look at the Romanian healthcare system.
Interesting.
And I can't leave out 12.008 East of Bucharest by Corneliu Porumboe. It's a brilliant satire about the Romanian Revolution.
Wow, those sound intense.
They are, but incredibly thought-provoking. You're right, Romanian cinema isn't just entertainment, it's a form of social commentary. They're grappling with history, asking difficult questions, and they do it beautifully.
It's like their cinema reflects a broader cultural revival, wouldn't you say?
Exactly. It's a re-emergence onto the global stage, and it's happening across various art forms. Romania's creativity and resilience are really shining through.
Which brings us to another fascinating aspect, their dedication to preserving their cultural heritage.
Oh, absolutely. They've got such rich traditions.
The research mentioned traditional music, folk customs. It's remarkable to imagine those existing alongside, like cutting-edge technology in a booming tech industry.
It is. It really reinforces this idea of Romania as a nation of contrasts.
Right.
The ancient and the modern, they coexist. They even inform each other in some ways.
I love that. So what can you tell us about these traditions?
Well, they've got this vibrant folk tradition passed down through generations. Intricate dances, soulful ballads, colorful costumes, ancient rituals. It's a window into the heart and soul of Romanian culture.
Amazing. But it's not just about preserving the past, right? It's
Yeah.
about finding ways to integrate those traditions into the present, maybe even the future.
You're exactly right. And Romanian artists and musicians are doing just that. They're blending traditional elements with contemporary forms, creating this dynamic, evolving cultural landscape. It's a testament to their ability to adapt, to innovate, while staying true to their roots.
It paints such a vivid picture of Romania, a country that's constantly evolving, pushing boundaries, but always honoring its past. It's a reminder that progress doesn't have to come at the expense of tradition.
I couldn't agree more. Romania's journey is a testament to resilience, adaptability, and that belief in their own cultural identity. It's fascinating to see how they're navigating globalization while staying true to their core values.
We've covered a lot, haven't we? From tech hubs to cinema to cultural heritage. But there's one crucial aspect we need to address before we wrap up. Romania's complex relationship with its past, particularly the legacy of communism.
Yeah, you're right. That's a big one. The communist regime's impact continues to shape the country today, and it's something we need to explore to truly understand Romania's journey.
Well, let's unpack that in our final segment.
Welcome back. As we dive into this last part of our exploration, we're going to unpack a more somber aspect of Romania's story. Its complex relationship with its communist past.
It's a past that still casts a long shadow, right? Decades of authoritarian rule under that regime. It impacted everything. Their politics, economy, even personal relationships. It's impossible to ignore.
Exactly. The communist regime, which lasted from 1947 to 1989, it left a deep mark on the country. It was an era of political repression, economic hardship, and this pervasive atmosphere of fear and mistrust.
Our research really highlighted the challenges they face in navigating this legacy. There are these ongoing debates about how to address past injustices, how to reconcile with the trauma of that era. It seems like such a delicate balancing act.
It really is. There are those who want a full accounting of the past, bringing perpetrators to justice, making sure victims are remembered and honored.
Makes sense.
But then others believe that focusing on the past, it hinders progress, that Romania should just focus on moving forward.
That's a debate that resonates with a lot of post-communist countries, right? Finding that balance between acknowledging the weight of history and looking towards the future. So how is Romania approaching this?
There's no easy answer, no one-size-fits-all solution. It's such a complex issue, and it demands sensitivity, understanding, and a willingness to engage in these really difficult conversations. Romania, like many nations in similar situations, they're still grappling with these questions. They're seeking a path toward healing and reconciliation.
So they're still very much in process coming to terms with their past, even as they embrace democracy and a more open society. It's a reminder that history doesn't just disappear. It shapes the present in really profound ways.
Absolutely. It's an ongoing journey involving both individual and collective reckoning. But amidst all of this, amidst these challenges, there's a palpable sense of hope and resilience in Romania. They're determined to build a better future for themselves and for future generations, a future that learns from the mistakes of the past while embracing the possibilities of the present.
So as we start to wrap up our deep dive into Romania, what are some key takeaways you hope our listeners will remember?
Well, I hope they come away understanding that Romania is a nation of contrasts and complexities, a country that's modernizing rapidly but also cherishing its traditions, embracing innovation while grappling with its past, a place where those ancient legends intertwine with cutting-edge technology, where the echoes of communism still resonate, but the spirit of freedom and creativity, it truly flourishes.
It's such a powerful reminder that understanding a country, it goes beyond the headlines, beyond those stereotypes. It requires a willingness to go deeper, to explore the nuances, the contradictions, those multifaceted stories that truly shape a nation's identity.
Well said. And as we leave our listeners with a final thought, I want to encourage them to continue exploring Romania and its contributions to the world. From its rich cultural heritage and its vibrant art scene to its technological advancements and economic growth, Romania truly has so much to offer.
It's a country that's often overlooked, but as we've discovered, it's full of surprises. Keep an open mind, embrace the unexpected, and you might just uncover your next favorite travel destination, filmmaker, or tech innovation right here in the heart of Europe. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into Romania. Welcome back. We're wrapping up our deep dive into Romania, and in this final segment, we're tackling a pretty heavy topic.
Yeah, it's a big one.
Romania's complex relationship with its past, specifically the legacy of its communist era.
Absolutely. It's crucial to understanding the country today. I mean, that communist regime, it lasted for over 4 decades.
I know, it's hard to even grasp that. What were some of the defining characteristics of that period? How did it actually shape the lives of everyday Romanians?
Well, the regime took hold in 1947 and lasted all the way until 1989. It was marked by authoritarian rule, political repression, and a centralized economy, which really stifled creativity and individual initiative.
Wow.
Basic freedoms were curtailed, dissent was suppressed, and there was this constant atmosphere of fear and mistrust.
Our research mentioned the Securitate, the secret police force. That sounds particularly chilling.
Yeah, the Securitate. They were notorious. They were essentially the enforcers of the regime's control over the population.
So, what did they do?
They were responsible for widespread surveillance, intimidation, imprisonment, you name it. Anyone deemed an enemy of the state was targeted.
It's hard to imagine living under that kind of constant scrutiny and fear.
Yeah, their presence created this atmosphere of paranoia. It made it really difficult for people to trust each other, to express themselves freely.
So when communism finally collapsed in 1989, what was that like for Romania? Was it a smooth transition or?
The fall of the regime was a huge turning point, of course.
Yeah.
It marked the beginning of their journey toward democracy, towards a more open society. But the transition, well, it wasn't easy.
What were some of the hurdles?
They faced economic instability, political upheaval, and this incredibly difficult task of dismantling those old structures of the regime while simultaneously trying to build new democratic institutions.
It's a balancing act that so many post-communist countries have faced, moving forward while still addressing the wounds of the past. How has Romania approached this, and what kind of progress have they made?
They've made significant strides, for sure. There have been efforts to bring those responsible for human rights abuses to justice, to document and memorialize the suffering of the victims, and to really foster an open dialogue about this difficult period. It's a process, though, this reconciliation and healing. And the debate continues about how best to truly address the legacy of communism.
It makes you realize that those wounds don't just vanish overnight. It takes real effort, a willingness to have those tough conversations. As we reflect on Romania's journey, from its communist past to where they are now, what insights can we take away from this complex history?
Well, I think Romania's experience under communism really underscores the value of democratic values. Individual freedoms, the rule of law, those are things we can't take for granted. Their experience really highlights the human cost of authoritarianism and the importance of safeguarding human rights. But at the same time, their journey since 1989, it's a testament to resilience, to the human capacity for renewal and growth, even when faced with immense challenges.
It's inspiring to see, honestly. So as we wrap up this deep dive into Romania, I think we can all agree that we've discovered a nation of contrasts and complexities.
Yeah.
A country that's modernizing rapidly, yet cherishing its traditions, embracing innovation, yet grappling with its past. A place where those ancient legends meet cutting-edge technology, where the echoes of communism still linger, but the spirit of freedom and creativity, it really thrives.
It's been a fascinating journey.
It has. And it's a good reminder that understanding a country, truly understanding it, it goes beyond those surface-level headlines, those stereotypes. It's about going deeper, exploring the nuances, the contradictions, the multifaceted stories that really shape a nation's identity.
And on that note, I'd encourage everyone listening to keep exploring Romania and its contributions to the world. From its rich culture and vibrant art scene to its technological advancements and economic growth, it has so much to offer.
It's a country that's often overlooked, but as we've learned, it's full of surprises. So keep an open mind, embrace the unexpected, and you might just uncover your next favorite travel destination, filmmaker, or even tech innovation right here in the heart of Europe. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into Romania.